for over 20 years, and somehow we always find each other in our crosshairs. And
we're symbolic encounter that carried layers of history, redemption, and foreshadowing for what's to come in WWE's most gripping storyline. Sami Zayn's triumph. The night had already been monumental for Sami Zayn. In front of a packed arena, Zayn went toe-to-toe with a powerhouse competitor and overcame the odds to capture the United States Championship, a milestone that marked his first major singles championship reign since joining WWE's main roster. The crowd erupted with thunderous applause as Sami raised the title high, the emotion written across his face. Tears welled in his eyes as chants of "Ole, ole, ole" filled the arena, echoing his storied journey from independent wrestling darling to one of WWE's most beloved underdogs. For Sami, this victory wasn't just about the title belt. It was vindication. For years, Zayn had been cast aside, overlooked, or used as a pawn in bigger narratives. His run with the Bloodline in 2022 to 2023 had elevated him to superstardom. But it ended in heartbreak when Roman Reigns and the Usos turned on him after he dared to question his place in the family. The scars from that betrayal still linger in the memories of fans, and perhaps even in Sami himself. Roman Reigns' unexpected gesture. That's what made what happened backstage so surreal. Cameras caught Roman Reigns approaching Sami Zayn in the locker room area, moments after Zayn had celebrated his win. Reigns, dressed sharply in a black hoodie and gold chain, carried himself with his trademark stoic aura. For months, the tribal chief had been absent from direct interactions with Sami, their relationship fractured after Zayn's dramatic split from the Bloodline. But this time was different. Reigns walked right up to Sami, paused, and offered his hand. The tension in the air was thick. Fans watching at home and inside the arena held their breath, waiting to see if this was another manipulation tactic or a rare moment of genuine respect. To everyone's shock, Roman congratulated Sami, acknowledging his resilience and telling him he earned it. The sincerity in Roman's tone was something rarely seen from the tribal chief, whose dominance is usually enforced with arrogance and intimidation. For a brief moment, the iron mask slipped, and the man behind the tribal chief acknowledged Sami not as a subordinate or betrayer, but as a champion in his own right. Layers of history between Reigns and Zayn. To fully understand the weight of this moment, it's important to revisit the complicated history between these two men. When Sami Zayn first aligned with the Bloodline, many fans assumed it was a comedic subplot. The self-proclaimed honorary use was treated as a nuisance by Jey Uso and as comic relief by Roman and Jimmy. But over time, Sami earned his spot, delivering both in the ring and in segments that blurred the line between reality and storyline. His bond with Jey Uso became the emotional heartbeat of the Bloodline, and his loyalty to Roman felt unquestionable until it wasn't. At Royal Rumble 2023, Sami faced the ultimate test when Roman demanded he attack Kevin Owens with a steel chair. Instead, Zayn made the courageous decision to stand up to the tribal chief, cracking Roman across the back with the chair and igniting one of the loudest crowd reactions in WWE history. That act of defiance symbolized Sami's refusal to be manipulated further and marked the beginning of his breakaway journey. Since then, the two men have barely crossed paths on screen. Roman moved forward with his battles against Cody Rhodes and his collapsing family empire, while Sami rebuilt himself through perseverance, fan support, and his renewed partnership with Kevin Owens. For Roman to approach him now, after such a bitter betrayal, adds a stunning new wrinkle to their shared saga. Symbolism of the backstage segment. This wasn't just a handshake, it was layered storytelling at its finest. 1. Acknowledgement of worth. For years, Roman had refused to see Sami as his equal. By congratulating him, he symbolically acknowledged Sami as a worthy competitor and champion. 2. Possible manipulation. Roman is known for using words and gestures to bend others to his will. Was this genuine respect, or is the tribal chief laying the groundwork to reel Sami back into his orbit? 3. Foreshadowing future conflicts. With Roman's empire weakening and his family splintered, could he be testing the waters for an unlikely alliance with Sami in the future? Or is this moment simply planting seeds of tension for another confrontation? Sami's reaction. Sami's body language during the segment spoke volumes. He looked both cautious and surprised, clearly unsure of Roman's intentions. While he shook Roman's hand, there was hesitation in his eyes. Zayn has been burned by Roman before, and fans could sense that internal conflict. Do you accept the gesture at face value, or do you prepare for another knife in the back? His smile at the end was brief, more of a polite acknowledgement than genuine warmth. It was as though Sami understood the gravity of the moment, but refused to forget the pain Roman had inflicted on him and his closest friends. The WWE Universe reacts. Within minutes of the segment airing, social media exploded. Fans debated Roman's motives, with some praising the full circle moment between him and Sami, while others warned that this was classic Roman manipulation at play. Memes of the handshake circulated instantly, with captions ranging from honorary use 2.0 to don't fall for it, Sami. Some fans even speculated that WWE might be teasing a shocking alliance down the road. With Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga rising in prominence, Roman could be looking for reinforcements. Aligning with Sami again, even temporarily, would flip the Bloodline story on its head and reignite old wounds. Broader implications for SmackDown. This interaction also speaks to the broader state of WWE storytelling. SmackDown has become the home of long-term arcs, where every segment adds depth to the overarching narrative. Roman and Sami's handshake was more than filler. It was a deliberate callback to their shared past and a breadcrumb trail for what's ahead. For Sami, holding the U.S. title makes him a marked man. Superstars across the roster will be gunning for him, and any association, positive or negative, with Roman Reigns will only heighten the pressure. For Roman, the moment showed vulnerability and unpredictability. With his control over the Bloodline waning, perhaps he is beginning to recognize the value of building bridges rather than burning them. What comes next? The possibilities are endless. WWE could use this moment to set up a future tag alliance. Roman and Sami reluctantly teaming against a common enemy would be shocking, but WWE thrives on unexpected pairings. A renewed feud. Roman's congratulations could be a setup, with the tribal chief eventually targeting Sami's U.S. title to reassert his dominance. A Jey Uso connection. With Jey and Sami's shared bond in the past, Roman's acknowledgement of Sami could serve to further fracture or test Jey's loyalty. No matter the direction, this simple backstage moment ensured that fans are invested. WWE has once again proven that storytelling isn't just about matches. It's about the emotional beats in between.